Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another edition of Flashback Fridays, and what I have for you today is the Mattel DC Universe Classics Wave 10, Robotman. Yes, that is right, continuing our looks at the Imperiex Collect and Connect wave of DCUC figures. Today we are looking at good old Robotman, and aside from what I've seen of this character in the Teen Titans and Batman Brave and the Bold cartoons, I don't know a whole lot about this guy other than he's a member of Doom Patrol and at one point was voiced by Henry Rollins, so you can't go wrong with a Henry Rollins voiced character. But before we get into the meat and taters of this review, since I no longer have the packaging for this figure, this guy doesn't come with any accessories per se, but there is one super cool feature on this figure that I would have probably never known about if it wasn't for Spectre Creative, good old Scott Knightlick's channel here on the YouTubes. And while I give Scott Knightlick a lot of crap, particularly when it comes to Motu, he did give us this line, and for the most part, they did a really good job on it. This gimmick in particular. That's freaking cool, dude. Because at the end of the day, these are still toys, and to throw in little features like that, where you can legit see Robotman's brain in there, that is something else. So, kudos to the fine folks over at Mattel for that one. But other than that, he only comes with a Collect and Connect piece for the Collect and Connect Imperiex figure, which we'll be taking a look at in a couple of weeks, actually. So, ooh, first Collect and Connect review on the channel, and it's not bad. Kind of surprising, but anyways, this guy is pretty cut and dry. He is, for the most part, the standard buck, I think. The exception of the lower legs, the lower arms, and the upper torso. Everything else seems to be straight reuse from the rest of this line, which is fine, because it's a nice cohesive line, and they all fit in well together, even if they are based off of different aliases or different periods of time. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head will rotate side to side. He can't look up or down to save his life, so don't expect anything there. No tilt either. Shoulders go out to the side, pretty good. Back down, forward and back. He's got a bicep swivel, single joint at the elbow, which gives you a pretty good range. Just about 90. Not terrible. For this line, anyways. He's got a swivel at the wrist. Ab crunch is there. It's super loose on mine, though. It does stay in place. And it's really just super loose in that one spot. You know, the neutral position, because that's where you want it to be tight, right? He does have a waist swivel, which works fine. Hips move forward, back a little bit, out to the side. He's got a thigh cut. Single joint at the knee, which actually gives you a little more than 90. Then he has a hinge in the foot with a tiny bit of rocker, not a ton. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet for the stand he does not come with, but Mattel did make stands for this line, so you should be covered there. But yeah, Robotman in a nutshell. He's a metallic, kind of orange-colored fella with a blue arc reactor on his chest, and let's just show this off again. An exposable brain. So, there you go. Really cool figure. I don't know a whole lot about Doom Patrol. I know that we never got, is it Dr. Mento? Or Professor Mento, the guy with the Ant-Man looking helmet? I know I'm making a lot of Marvel references in a DC review, and that's blasphemy, but it's what I know, man. But we never got Mento. We did get a, is it Elastigirl, Giant Girl? I can't remember her name, but she changes size and whatnot. And we also got Negative Man in Wave 13, which was Trigon. So maybe at some point I'll have to bust out that wave for review, because unfortunately for comparisons for this guy, I do not have my Negative Man handy. I only have the Beast Boy from this wave, who was also a member of Doom Patrol at one point. And speaking of size comparisons, let us now take a look at said size comparisons. First up, and for those of you keeping track, here is Robotman next to a couple other figures I've already reviewed from this wave, Beast Boy and Power Girl. Next up, here he is alongside the other two figures I've already taken a look at from this wave, the Joker and Man-Bat. And last but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, the 11th Spawn, who as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, time to wrap things up, some final thoughts. Overall, and for the first kinda not mainstream character from the DC Universe Classic line that I've taken a look at on this channel anyways, Robotman here is actually a pretty cool figure. If you're interested in completing the Doom Patrol, well, what we got of the Doom Patrol anyways, we never did get Mento. Is that his name? I hope it is, otherwise I look like a doofus right now. Or, if you just like cool looking action figures, this guy is your man. He's gonna get the job done, he's gonna stand out on a shelf, he's gonna stick out in a crowd, as they say, because he's got a really striking aesthetic. The metallic kind of orange slash bronzy coppery paint on this guy looks really solid, and that exposable brain gimmick is super duper cool. So with that being said, I would highly recommend you track this guy down. I don't think he is that expensive on the secondary market. I think you could probably pick him up loose for like 15-20 bucks. Nothing too crazy, but if it's not your cup of tea, then just pass on by and look for a more mainstream DC character. I personally like the Doom Patrol because of their appearances in the Teen Titans cartoon and Batman the Brave and the Bold, particularly when he was voiced by Henry Rollins, because you can't go wrong with a Henry Rollins voice character. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of Flashback Fridays, and if you are so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions, but as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.